What is up, everybody? It's your girl Juju the Master Manifestor, and I am back with another video.
I'm a first-class root doctor.
What is up, everybody? It's your girl Juju the Master Manifestor, and I am back with another video. So today I'm going to be doing a reading on FOE. I'm going to be getting insights into why did Jlong and Kyia leave the group? How do they feel about Jazz at this time? What is the future of FOE? And what is the future of Kyia and Jlong? So with that question, I'm just going to be getting insights into pretty much the energy surrounded by them and what we can expect from them over the next 6 months to a year. So just basically overall, like, how are they going to be doing now that they're operating outside of the group? So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get straight into the reading. So question number 1. Why did Jlong and Kyia leave FOE? Why did Jlong leave FOE? What's his reasoning behind it? Ooh. Self-limiting beliefs. Inner critic. Releasing negative thoughts. Opening to new perspectives. Self-acceptance and freedom. So he felt very trapped, but I feel like this was due to other people's actions, because in the upright it says negative thoughts, self-imposed restriction, imprisonment, victim mentality, entrapment. So I don't get the vibe that that's what it was. I feel like fundamentally it was something that it almost feels like a lack of confidence. Let me see. Yeah, because I don't feel, it's not a victim mentality, but I just feel like he started to compare himself to them in a way that wasn't healthy for him. So like, for instance, like, he's looking at the way that they live their life, the type of lifestyle that they live, and it kind of makes him feel out of place because this is not how he lives his life. And so I don't necessarily think it's a religious thing. I've noticed a lot of people comment on his videos and they're saying like it seems like he's talking about God, and I haven't really been watching the videos, but I don't necessarily think it's a religious thing. It's more so he's trying to think about what's the best move for him. So on the side of the card, you have manifestation, practicality, skill, absolute decisions, business, the ego. So this wasn't a hard decision for him. I also feel there's somebody in his ear, like a woman, an older woman. So this could be mom, this could be, you know, people that really have his best interest at heart, that are noticing like changes within him, like him not, you know, leaving out his room, him not wanting to interact with others. So I can understand. It's kind of like he was going into like a little bit of a depression, because you know how that is when you're comparing yourself to others. And it's not that you don't want to be around others. I think that there just reaches a point where you outgrow certain things and situations, and that is totally okay for anybody who's watching. If, you know, you once agreed to do something and, you know, time has gone past, and yes, something has been working for you, but you realize that it's something that you're no longer passionate about, or something that doesn't make you want to wake up in the morning and just have that lust for life and just excitement. When you're no longer having fun with it, then that's when you got to be done with it. Point blank, period. And I think that's what it boiled down to, because right now he's feeling so free. He's feeling like just the weight of the world is off his shoulders, like the expectations. He feels like he can finally like focus and figure out what's next for him. So I do feel that this is a positive thing. So let's see. Let's next ask about Kyia. Why did Kyia leave FOE? Okay, we have another card with the eyes being closed. Same energy. Difficult decisions, weighing options, avoidance, deadlock. So Kyia has been wanting to do this for a minute as well. It says duality, togetherness, a settling of the energies, union, love, balance. So this is a Libra card, and the card for Jlong was a Gemini card, air sign. So I'm not sure if he's a Gemini, but he could definitely have air in his chart. Now for Kyia, I'm not sure if she's a Libra, but she could have Libra or air in her chart. So what I noticed, there's water in the distance. So there's also like an element of the water sign, or the water element, which represents emotions, sensitivity. So I can kind of understand like where she was coming from. For those of you who know, Kyia had already made like a video. This was a minute ago, but she made a video saying like they don't invite her anywhere and things like that. So I believe that this is something that I feel like she was forced into, because it says difficult decisions, weighing options. It's kind of like, do I bet on myself, even though I'm already betting on myself by doing this, but can I do this without my cousin? Like, can I do this without my big cousin? So it's kind of like a sense of growing up. Okay, so let me pull some clarifiers for these cards. Okay. Let's pull some clarifiers. Let's start with, I'll pull the card back up for Jlong. But if you notice, it's the same energy of feeling trapped. And I honestly don't blame them, because if you think about the lifestyle that they're living, being influencers and, you know, making content and living that life, I do think that that can be overwhelming. It's like an expectation. And yes, it's probably fun. And yes, you're probably making money, but let's see. I'm not gonna speak for them, even though I really don't need these cards, but I want to really see what the energies are surrounded by each of them, so there's no confusion. So let's start with Jlong. So what is the reason that Jlong decided to leave FOE? All right, we got one of those. Cool. What's the reason? Cards ready to fly out. What's the reason Jlong left FOE? Okay. Why did Jlong leave FOE? Uh-oh, these cards flew on the floor. I already know it's about to be spot on. Okay, and then I'll pull one. Oh, I think I already got one. Okay, why did Kyia leave FOE? Okay, got one for Kyia. Why did Kyia leave FOE? Whoa, whoa. Okay, we got a lot for Kyia. A lot of cards. I'm gonna just leave these out because they came up. Okay, why did Kyia leave FOE? Whoa. Okay. It's a lot of cards for Kyia. She got a mouthful. It's a lot of reasons why. Oh my god. Okay, let me see. This one, yeah. Why did Jlong leave FOE? Okay, we got one for Jlong. I feel like with him, it was like more of an easier decision. Okay, and then Kyia. All right, so let's get into it. So look at Kaia's. This is Jlong's. This is Kaia's. So Kyia had a mouthful. Okay, so let's start with Jlong. Okay, and if you look here at the water too, it's like a small little puddle. And it's really not a flowing stream. So I feel like this is like you're stuck. You feel stuck and you feel very restricted. With Kyia, I feel like there's more of like a possibility for her. Like she felt more so, she didn't feel out of place, but she still felt out of place. But for me, was standing out with the water. I feel like Jlong, he dried his tears. He dried like all of the feelings like that he was having. He had to realize like, okay, I need to make a decision because this is not gonna work. Uh-oh, it was supposed to be reverse. Yeah, it was reverse for him. But I think he finally made that decision. So let's see. Why did Jlong leave? Doing the most. So the pranks were definitely a component that he was not feeling. It just felt fake to him and forced. Like just all the cameras around all the time. It just felt fake. Okay, you have light, recognition and reward, family. All right, he has a lot of ancestors around him. Happiness. There is a spirit that is coming forward for him, that someone that was around him when he was younger. Yeah, because you got the blue butterflies here. So this could be a deceased grandfather, because I believe his dad is still living. So let me ask my mediumship deck, see who's stepping forward. But this all blue butterfly is a father spirit. So this could be grandfather spirit or great grandfather spirit. Who is this stepping forward for Jlong? Victims of gun violence. Okay, it's 2 different spirits. Who's the second for it? Die with Alzheimer's, return to sender. It's 3 different people and a woman. So there's a man and a woman. Well, I would just say, okay, woman with Alzheimer's, return to sender. Okay. So there's quite a bit of spiritual energy around Jlong. If I was him, I would definitely take a spiritual bath, a return to sender spiritual bath. This is kind of a heavier bath, you know, especially if you're new to like being on your spiritual journey or whatever. Spiritual baths are not evil. ATR or, you know, black spiritual practices are not evil. They're really important. They're deeply woven into our culture, black culture, especially like black churches, which we don't realize a lot of the same, you know, traditions are passed down. So I feel like this spirit here, well, it makes sense because here's the woman, and it's a woman on this card. So this would make sense. So this lady had a very bright energy, very vibrant, very happy. She's coming through as a hummingbird. So hummingbird spirit animal and butterfly spirit animal. Okay, so she actually passed away from Alzheimer's, and she's also been shot before. So this woman has went through a lot, and I'm even seeing possibly a miscarriage with this energy here of like a miscarried child. So yeah, with this woman, what she wants for Jlong, she wants him to get the recognition that he deserves. And she says that there is a lane for him, and she's going to create a path, literally. She's going to create a path for him and make a way for him, but he has to call on his ancestors. Yes, it's great to have a good relationship with God, but it's important for us to call on our ancestors, especially if this is someone he knew, because there's a lot of spirits around him. If you look at this card, there's a full moon, but look at all these crows or whatever type of bird this is. So that represents like a lot of spirits. And even here on this light card, I've never really paid attention to this card like this or interpreted it like this, but these are like little orbs. Orbs are a representation of spirits, okay? And here you have all these lights and orbs and all of this stuff going on. Same thing here. So there's a lot of spiritual energy around him. So I feel like if during the hard times, if he calls on his ancestors and just honors them and thanks them for, you know, because some things you can literally tell when it is an ancestor. You might smell a certain smell. Like let's say you grew up around a certain grandma and you knew what her house smelled like, and out of nowhere, you know, she's passed on, but you're smelling her scent, or you're smelling like food she cooked, or you're craving food she cooked. That's usually a way for our spirits to connect with us. If you look into the clairs, there's clairaudience, clairsentience, clairgustience, there's different ones, but they relate to spiritual gifts that are tied into our senses. Okay, so clairaudience, that's clear hearing, and so on and so forth. But I do feel like he definitely has spiritual gifts, and he needs to tap in with these ancestors, especially if he wants to grow. But I feel like he's already on that path, and I'm proud of him, honestly, because what it is, there's what they're calling an ancestral calling on his life. There's somebody, I believe it's this woman, this ancestor. She's trying to create a way for him to be his truest and most authentic self within this lifetime, and that's beautiful. And a lot of our ancestors are the same way. You know, they want our best interest at heart, especially if we grew up with them and they played a major role in our life and they're not there to see us grow up. There's always that connection with them on the other side. So just by simply acknowledging them and showing them gratitude for the memories that you still have and that you still remember, it's a blessing, you know, whether they're here in the flesh or not. But yeah, this woman, she just wants him to call on her. So call on her by her name. You could write her a letter, but just start speaking like out loud. If you feel her presence or her energy, like it's okay to just say, I feel you, or I'm here with you, like, and just speak and just talk. It's very therapeutic. Okay. And yeah, I definitely recommend that he get started on his spiritual journey and really figuring out who he is and who he wants to be and documenting that journey. Okay, so let me see, does she have any advice for him? Does she have any advice for him? I'm getting like a Clarissa or something, strength. So look at the butterflies. So this woman had a lot of animals, possibly like cats, but this full moon, so pay attention to moon phases, Jlong. If you happen to watch this video, pay attention to moon phases in your life. Try to look on your calendar and see when the full moons are going to be, but that's the best time to connect with this woman. She's also speaking on you having psychic abilities. So when you connect with that moon, you know, sit under the full moon and just like sit on the earth, like get out in nature. That's really good for you. Okay, so try doing that. Also, you got the self-love card, and then you get the fertility card. So this woman wants to come back. So if I was you, I would wrap it up if you're not trying to have kids, because yeah, this woman is all in your frequency and she wants to come back as your child. So this would be like a this would be a soulmate for you, not in a romantic sense. Like soulmates can be, you know, all different types of relationships. It could be with pets, it could be with the significant other, family members. But yeah, this grandmother or whoever this motherly figure is, she wants to come back. She wants to come back as your child. So I believe if you get someone pregnant and you have a child on the way, this is going to be the reincarnated version of her. Okay, so she'll have an old soul, or she'll have this same vibrant, like light energy around her. Okay, also when you call on this ancestor, she's going to bring about a level of protection, and the way that people speak on you, you'll start to notice it'll change. Like the narrative will begin to shift, because through this positive ancestor, she's going to allow people to see you in your most truest and most authentic version, and that's so beautiful, and I love that for you. So hopefully the message, you know, gets to him in whatever possible way. But let's go ahead and move on to Kyia. Okay, so for Kyia, she had a little bit more cards. Okay, so this was her card. It's the Two of Swords. I forgot to read the card names to y'all, I'm sorry. So this is the Eight of Swords for Jlong, and then you got the Two of Swords for Kyia. But what I will tell you about the swords actually represent like feeling like you have to protect yourself. So with Kyia, she's protecting her heart. With Jlong, he's trying to stand his ground. He's just trying to figure out, is he safe, is he protected? It's just so much stuff going on and so many things going on around him. That's just a lot. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into Kyia's message. All right, so why? Oh my gosh, just leave. It's not working out. So she feels like this shit is like a bad relationship. It's just not working out. Like, I gotta leave. Also with this water in the background, I just feel like there's a lot of emotions around it. And if she's not showing those emotions, she should. Like, she should really find some time to do a releasal. If you guys go to my TikTok, you can actually, you know, look and see how to do a releasal, and also go to my website and check out my releasal cheat sheet. That's going to give you instructions into how to do a releasal. Same thing for petitions. Petitions are written requests that you make to your ancestors and your spirit team, and releasals are the same thing, except you're going to them releasing whatever it is that's weighing heavy on you. So I think Kyia should really do a releasal and release a lot of this drama and the things that's happening around her. Don't get me wrong, like, they say all publicity is good publicity, but I feel like Kyia needs to focus on her next move right now, and she needs to be in a clear mind. Okay, so let's see, why did Kyia leave? Sacral chakra. She doesn't feel like her creativity was being expressed, and she also feel like people viewed her in a way that she didn't feel as confident. People viewed her as a child. She wants people to view her as, you know, a beautiful young woman, and rightfully so. I can totally understand that, like, where she's coming from with that one. Let me lift y'all up so y'all can. So yeah, she wants people to perceive her differently. So the sacral chakra, if I'm not mistaken, it deals with our creativity. It deals with confidence. Confidence. What else? I believe, sexual energy as well. So I think like she's in this phase where she's dating, you know, like she's in her phase where she's like figuring things out and like figuring out what she wants. And so that's not the look that she's going for. Then we have emotional loss. If you guys look at the heart. Look at the heart, it's orange. So this is the sacral chakra, also the heart chakra as well. So I think that, yeah, okay, there's a guy in the picture that she's feeling like he's very emotionally withdrawn. And then you have passion ignited. Okay, so this deals with the sacral chakra as well. So this is interesting. Uh-oh, I'm past 20 minutes. My alarm is going off. Material harvest. There's a man in the picture for sure. Love begins. Transformation. You got the butterfly. And hope. So you have the yellow here, and this is like I feel like a female ancestor trying to come through for her, because there's like a woman within the light. So what I'm getting from Kyia, so it says weighing options, difficult decisions, avoidance. I don't think she was like dead on avoiding it. I think she got other shit going on, and it's like, yeah, I'm seeing a guy in the picture for sure though, because it says love begins, but I don't think this is the one for her, simply because, okay, so I see, you know, he has money, he's, you know, doing okay for himself, but he's emotionally withdrawn, and he also, what did it say, emotionally withdrawn. But you know what, she is the same way. Look at this card, she's the same, like they're mirroring each other. So I would say that there's still a little bit more growth for her, which is not a bad thing. She's still young. Like, you have time to grow. Let's see what this, we'll see what this female ancestor wants to say, or if there's anybody that wants to step forward for Kyia. Okay, self-forgiveness, justice. Okay, so this might possibly be a woman. Also, there's the crows on here too. So there is a few ancestors. I'm seeing like 4 that want to step forward for her. One is in all white. Got clarity, justice, self-forgiveness, new beginnings, protection. Okay, it's a lot of fertility around you and Jlong. Interracial relationships. So either this guy is biracial, or he's white or Hispanic. But I'm seeing like this even looks like Kyia, like a beautiful chocolate. Like, look at the lips. That definitely gives me Kyia. And then you have trust. So here's the all white. So there's the crows as well. So yes, this is a woman. It could be the same woman, because here's the butterfly too. It could be the same woman that came through for Jlong, but it's kind of hard to tell because I'm not really seeing her. It's just I can like hear her, so it's hard for me to like, and I'm not sure what that's about. Let me see. All right, so let's see, is there anybody who, I mean, obviously there's this woman. Okay, so the reason Kyia left is a little bit different. Kyia left because she's figuring herself out, kind of like Jlong, but with her, it's more so like womanhood, stepping into womanhood, not being in anybody else's shadow. Okay, is there anybody who wants to step forward for Kyia? Give her a quick message. Gray and dull spirits around you, so this isn't the best energy. Same message. Take a spiritual bath, afraid to address childhood traumas. So that would make sense as to why I cannot see. Oh, look, I just thought about it. The eyes are covered. So you know what this reminds me of, like, so like I noticed, like, as I really got heavier into my journey and like I'm doing, you know, ancestral readings for people, their spirit team would be coming to me in my dreams, and I would know it's them because I would see my client and the spirit together, like interacting with each other. This happens, like it would happen to me all the time, and I had to finally tell people, like, please focus on, you know, connecting with your third eye chakra and your crown chakra, because that's how your ancestors are able to communicate and come through and connect with you, whether it be a dream or through divination, you know, if you're doing it on your own. But it's important that you have that relationship or that opportunity for them to come through. But if you're blocked, if your third eye chakra is blocked or your crown chakra is blocked, they have no choice but to either come through me or through someone else. And, you know, I just had to set that firm boundary. Like, I don't want y'all's ancestors coming to me. Like, y'all should be able to connect with them. Like, the only time they should be coming to me is if, you know, I'm calling on them through a reading, right? So that's kind of what I feel in this situation. I feel like they have to focus on their spiritual journey. For Kyia, I feel like she's already spiritual, but I feel like this relationship is kind of causing her to like get off track with that a little bit. And she's more so focused on this guy, which I'm not feeling like this guy is the one. Okay, so I feel like she should focus more on her shadow work. And also focus on, like I was speaking about doing the releasal, she needs to also release like any lingering spirits, because I feel like for her, the difference is I think that she's possibly already trying to connect spiritually, but could have possibly not been specific enough in calling on positive ancestors. Okay, like when you're learning about spirituality, especially like online or whatever, if you're not careful, you're learning from the wrong people, then you know, you could possibly open up a certain door that you don't want to open. So I feel like for Kyia, you just need to do a hard reset, take you a spiritual bath. After you take you a spiritual bath, then you can write your releasal. Make sure to release, once you like get the ashes or whatever, after you burn the releasal, you scatter it through running water. Okay, so don't put it in like a still body of water. It needs to be a body of water that's flowing upstream. Okay, so a constant flowing body of water. Okay, also focus on shadow work. Okay, I'm seeing shadow work surrounded by confidence and how you view yourself. Okay, so if you've dealt with any type of bullying or anything like that, that's something that needs to be like, you need to like decompress from that. And also like, it's okay to show your emotions. It's okay when you're doing shadow work to be emotional. Not to say you have to do that around others, but just create a space for yourself and your home, a space where you can really like connect deeper with yourself. And like, you could journal, you can do your divination. You could start out with, honestly, I always tell people this that I mentor, create your own oracle deck. Like all my decks, like this deck and my Mysteries of the Universe oracle and my Supernatural South oracle, those are decks that I created myself. I created all the images, I created all the sayings, everything. And my first deck was actually a hand-drawn deck. I have a video on my channel where I show you guys how to do that. It's super old, so you have to go to my older videos. But start with creating your own deck. Put messages and sayings on there that the type of messages that you're looking for, you know? And just start every day by doing a simple like 3-card pull, or, you know, maybe use a tarot deck like the Rider-Waite tarot deck, and just pull your cards. And if you start out with a deck like this, it's going to give you the meanings on the cards, so it's easier for you to learn, and you don't actually have to memorize because it has the meanings on it. Okay, so this is just, I feel like Kyia, she's on a spiritual journey, but she may have started on the wrong foot. So yeah, that's the message that I'm getting for her. And this also explains why I'm not, the message isn't as clear, not as clear, but usually when I do readings, I can see who I'm talking to. Like, I can usually tell their name. I did get a name. Clarissa was the name I got for Jlong. Here, it's a little more blurry, but I feel like the message is so similar with it being a woman and also them being related too. It's kind of like, I feel like it's the same kind of message. But yeah, here too, you see the eyes? This is both cards. They both need to open up their spiritual set of eyes, which is the third eye. And they need to really, like, it's something within that they're not wanting to see. And that is what shadow work is about. That's what addressing your childhood traumas is about. So, you know, I really want all my young adults, especially people who are going through an awakening. I would say both of them are going through an awakening in their own way, especially Jlong. Because for him, I feel like in his case, he kind of felt like he was having to choose between like who he's becoming, and like, because constantly comparing yourself to others, it's like feeling weird about yourself, because it's like, why don't I want to do this anymore? Why am I not as excited, or why am I not as passionate? And it's hard to like figure that out when you're in that environment, especially when you're in this type of condition. This wasn't the card for him, I'm sorry. Especially when you're in this type of condition, okay? So yeah, that's not the energy. But anyways, that was the messages that I got for Kyia and Jlong. And the future, I didn't ask the future for both of them. What can we expect from Jlong over the next 6 months to a year? What can we expect within his career, or within just his energy? Okay, let's see. Jlong, firm foundation. So he's gonna be getting his money up. I see him doing like a physical labor type of job, like working outside. Rejoice and celebration. So he's gonna be celebrating with family, with the people that he loves and he cares about. So this is a good sign. This here represents the root chakra, which deals with security, finances, being able to provide for yourself, your basic needs, just being stable. Okay, so this is a very strong black man. So I'm proud of Jlong. He's gonna see this through. So yeah, that's what we can expect from him. What can we expect from Kyia over the next 6 months to a year? Sacrifice, discontent, and boredom. I think she's still gonna be dealing with this guy. Kyia, if you come across this video, stop dealing with this guy. You're making too many sacrifices for him. And also I'm seeing like you're drowning. I feel like it's gonna make you a better woman. It's gonna help you like know what you do and don't want. But it's like if you could speak to yourself like 2 years from now, you probably wouldn't be dealing with this guy. So I definitely feel like that's what this female ancestor wants you to know. So if you haven't met him yet, just be on the lookout for this type of guy. Someone who, if you look at this card, these cards carefully, look at this woman. There's like a rainbow above her head, right? And then look here, there's a rainbow on the ground, but he's not even looking. His eyes are closed. He's looking in a whole nother direction. There's a whole castle back here and riches, and he's, you know, on his beautiful balcony. He can't even look and see what he has in front of him. He can't even see the clear path in front of him because he's looking in a whole nother, you know, direction. And he doesn't even see this beautiful rainbow here. So this person doesn't see your beauty, you know, and that's why at this time you should focus on shadow work, okay? So this is a good time to talk about my mentorship. So within my mentorship, I offer spiritual life coaching. So with everyone who joins my mentorship, you get a spiritual growth plan. And within that spiritual growth plan, we focus on 3 goals that you want to accomplish within your mentorship. And I work with you within the spiritual growth plan, which is what I refer to as a doc. So your doc is going to be like a space for you to like document all your spiritual encounters. So meditations that we do within the group. Also documenting like your divination, if you're doing divination on yourself. Like also documenting your readings, like what the readings were, what the messages were, the links to your reading. It's just basically a document for you to have everything that we work on within your mentorship all in one space. Also within the docs, I include personalized, based on your first ancestor reading. I take the information from that reading, and that's what helps me shape the shadow work questions that I provide. So if you've dealt with sexual trauma, I have a whole section for sexual trauma shadow work prompts. So I've had really good progress within all of my mentees. Like there's nobody in my mentorship that has not grown or elevated. So that's just a little shameless plug. Be sure to check the link down below if you guys are interested. Before you're eligible to join my mentorship, you have to have an ancestral reading done with me first. Okay, so my readings website is down below. Okay, so that is the future. The next 6 months to a year is what's going on with Kyia and Jlong. So lastly, I'm going to ask, what is the future of FOE? So the current members of FOE, what can we expect from the next 6 months to a year for the current members of FOE? What can we expect over the next 6 months to a year? Whoa, 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 whoa. Memories of love, stand your ground, heart chakra, patience and planning, accelerated motion, triumph. So there's still going to be success with FOE. And this is good to hear. I'm glad to hear this. I wasn't sure because of like all the recent drama and everything, if whatever you want to call it. But I do see Jazz energy, like she is literally like holding this shit down. If Jazz was not like over this shit, like this shit would not get done, because you're dealing with a lot of young people, so you have to really build up their discipline. And I think that was the most difficult thing for Jazz, and what's most frustrating, because it kind of feels like to her it's a slap in the face when people don't appreciate the opportunity, or it's like, whereas to Jlong and Kyia, it's like they're wrestling with their own shit. Like, it's nothing personal. It's just you outgrow certain things, and it's totally okay. And it's not, I don't think Jazz is purposely trying to make them feel bad, but I think they didn't want to tell her because they didn't want to kind of come off as like, oh, I'm giving up on the dream or whatever, you know, the mission was for the team. I think, you know, Jazz kind of took that personal. But at the same time, it was more like, it kind of like hurt her a little bit with the heart chakra. And also, if you think about it, that's her only family members that's in the content group. So for them both to leave, it's kind of like for her, let me see. Let me ask, how did Jazz feel about Jlong and Kyia leaving FOE? How did Jazz really feel? How did she really feel? All right, so we have the Nine of Pentacles, reverse, self-worth, hustling, living beyond means, obsession with work, false success. OMG. This is the earth sign Virgo, so I think she has Virgo in her chart, or that's her sign. So what I'm seeing with Jazz, this is the card upright, and it's crazy because it's a woman holding a bird. So reversed, self-worth, hustling, living beyond means. I feel like the reason Jazz goes so hard because she ain't got no choice. Her expenses are high as fuck, and she don't got no choice but to get up and hustle every day. That's not the life that they were trying to live. And also, when you come, because I'm from Arkansas too, when you come from humble beginnings, it's like, I feel like you either got it or you don't. Like, you gotta hustle or you don't. Like, I always been like a natural like hustler. Like, growing up, my mom, she had businesses, so I always saw that. But it's like, if you grow up, you know, in like a small town or like a small state, you don't really, like, you look around and it's probably a handful of people that have businesses, or a handful of people that's content creators. So I feel like Jazz just naturally is a hustler type of person, okay? So I can understand the obsession with work. It's like an obsession with money as well. So that's what's coming up for Jazz. I feel like it hurt her feelings at first because she kind of based it off of her self-worth, like, am I not doing enough? But at the same time, she don't got no time to stop because she got to keep going. Also, it says false success. So I'm kind of curious as to what that is talking about. So I think I asked, how did Jazz feel that they left? So what's the false success, Spirit? What are y'all speaking about with the false success? How does Jazz portray false success? Okay, we got one card. Star in the spotlight. Oh my gosh, star in the spotlight with the woman, hiding the woman behind. How did Jazz portray false success? Shocked, you got me fucked up. False success. This kind of like Carmen to me. So this makes me think of the podcast that Jazz just did. So this is like bringing up women. Look what's on the bottom of the deck. Third party relationship. So this is like, it's funny because she was talking about Crystal. How I don't know if she said Crystal was the love of her life, but she said something like Crystal, she liked Crystal because Crystal was crazy. And then look, you got protected from harm, which is as a pregnant woman, like put away, like. So that kind of gives me Crystal and I think the girl she was talking to, Indy or something like that. So yeah, I feel like Jazz wants to make herself hate to say it because I do like Jazz, but I feel like Jazz puts on this player kind of persona, and I don't think she's trying to come off as fake. I think that Jazz just like, she puts an emphasis on work. That's what she values. That's what's important to her. I don't think love is necessarily that important or valuable to her right now. So what she's putting out there, it's not that it's a false reality. It's just that it's not the full picture. So whereas she's showing only certain things, she's not really showing like her true feelings or like who she really is. It's almost like a facade. Okay, so the whole thing with like talking about Crystal, and then I feel like that's possibly not how she really feels. That's what I'm getting from it. So let me ask, how does she really feel about Crystal? How does she really feel about Crystal? Betrayal. I just didn't see it coming. He was in the closet this whole time. How does she feel about Crystal? I think she's really mad or upset with Crystal because Crystal actually was like not cheating, but like sneaking around, talking to other people behind her back. And I think that's how she really feels, like kind of like hurt by it, but she can't really show that because she have to keep it like, I'm hearing keeping it P. And that's funny because that's how she talks. So it's like, it's just kind of like brushing off how you really feel, because it's like, I want to portray like this masculine. Like literally, this is Jazz. Look at the headband and everything. It's like literally like, this is what I want to portray. This is how I want people to see me. Like, so yeah, that is the reading on FOE, how I feel about everything that's going on with the group, the future success. They're still going to be doing good as a group because you got patience and planning. I feel like Jazz, she's a great motivator when it comes to like keeping her team. Like she really likes motivating them. She really likes keeping them like focused. Like that's what she bases her self-worth on. Like how good the people are doing around her, like her immediate circle. So she gonna stand on that. And I think that's a good trait to have if you're gonna be a leader, you know? Accelerated motion. So she's always like reaching like new pinnacles. I actually was wondering if there was going to be like some stagnancy with the group, but I don't think so. I think this is going to make her go harder and push forward, you know, and not really focus on what has happened in the past. Okay, so this is the reading on FOE. Thank you guys for watching. Please turn on your post notifications, like, comment, and subscribe. This is Juju the Master Manifester, and I am out.